What's up everyone and welcome to another YuGiOh Duel Links video. So right now the Blue Angel event has finally ended and now we have a new event which is the Waveduel Scramble event. And this is basically a cross-dimension kind of event as you can see. But before we get right into that, right now everyone should actually, once you log into YuGiOh Duel Links, you'll stand the chance to obtain the 6th anniversary rewards campaign which is going on right now. And you also get the chance to obtain this beautiful copy of Mirror Force. So right now everyone has the chance to obtain this Mirror Force, so I do encourage everyone to log into Duel Links right now and to claim this card because this is actually a 6th anniversary card and it's only available for now. Aside from that, you also stand a chance to obtain 1000 gems, skill tickets, character unlock ticket, as well as these card sleeves featuring a Tem, aka Yamiyugi, and also Saku Fujiki. I almost said Yusei right there, but whatever. And the game mat as well. I pretty much like this kind of design for game mats, and I wouldn't mind to have this as a real life game mat, or even a phone screen, an iPad screen, or a wallpaper would be nice as well. Anyways, let's get right into the other parts of this entire 6th anniversary reward. So on the few days that for the continuous 8 days of logging in, you'll stand the chance to obtain these other reward tickets as you can see right there. And as usual, when it comes to this kind of anniversary rewards tickets whatsoever, where if you see blue eyes on those tickets, you are sure to have the chance to obtain or to exchange it for some useful cards that you will actually need for the upcoming future of the entire game as well. And aside from that, once we've brought that to a close, let's check out the Waveduel Scramble real quick and let me go by for you. If this is your first time playing this kind of event, do not worry, I'll guide you through it. So first up, here are the event exclusive rewards. First up, we have Psychic Blade and Fairy Wind. Psychic Blade is an equipped spell that basically requires you to burn your life points to give your monsters attack points maximum of 2k, but overall, is it really worth it if you think about it, burning away your life points so that you can give your monsters certain amount of attack points, which is limited to 2000. I mean, it's good if you want to trigger Destiny Draw on the next following turn, but on the long run, it is gonna be a bit troubling to try it for yourself as well. And aside from that spell card, which is essentially quite situational if you want to go for Destiny Draw or trigger certain skills that only triggers when your life points get cut down by 1000 with 1500, like Master of Fusion or something like that. Maybe you can use this card to do that, but most probably I would prefer using something else like Cosmic Cyclone, so that I'll actually destroy something on the field or actually have an exchange. That way my opponent would not be able to do something. And even if you would have a beefy monster on your first turn, most probably your opponent might even Kaiju or Lava Golem it anyway. So this card is quite situational, and please practice caution when you want to use this card. Although the attack point gain is quite interesting and very appealing, on the other hand, it's quite dangerous to have as well, unless you're playing in a regular psychic deck, which requires a lot of life point burn in order to initiate certain combos overall. Aside from that, we have Fairy Wind, which is essentially a pretty meh kind of trap card. Destroy as many face-up spell or traps on the field as possible aside from this card, and if you do, each player takes damage equal to the total number of cards destroyed by this effect times 150. I mean, burn damage for 150 per spell and trap continuous ones using this effect. It's not that good in a way, although it does nuke the field and deal some burn damage, but the burn damage isn't as much. I mean, it's quite situational as I say, so comparing between Psychic Blade and Fairy Wind, I think Psychic Blade has much more interesting use compared to this card. So, face up spell and traps, so even if your opponent has a field spell, continuous spell, trap, equipped spells, I mean this card can destroy them and inflict some burn damage. It pretty much nukes everything on the field. It's good in a way, yes, but the burn damage 150, not really. So if you're gonna go up against players who have a lot of spell and trap combos, especially back rows which needs to remain open like Pendulum Scales for example, or a specific kind of deck that requires a field spell, I mean you can put this in to destroy all those face up spell and traps if you want, but at the same time, yeah, you gotta see how the play goes going forward aside from those kind of effects. So it's good, but not that good. But overall, it's way better than Psychic Blade. But both, on the other hand, if you want to do in terms of comparison, I cannot say which is better. But if you are playing using Psychic Blade to do the Life Point Burn to activate certain skills, then yes, this is good. And if you're using Fairy Wind on the other hand to destroy face-up spell and traps, then yeah, this is also good. So overall, both are actually pretty decent if you think about it, and also quite situational. It depends on how you want to use it and how it's gonna fit inside your deck as a whole. So aside from that, previous event cards such as Queen Dragon Jin and Miss Body as well as Unwavering Bond along with Blast Spheres are also available for this entire event. And before we get into Waveduel as well, there's also the new structure deck that came out for this entire in the last week, if I remember correctly, as well as a new selection box. So the new structure deck includes Arcana Triumph Joker, Imperial Bower, and also a few other cards that we are already familiar: King's Knight, Jack's Knight, and also Queen's Knight and King's Knight. New spell and trap are Joker Straight and Face Card Fusion. All the while you can go into Arcana Knight Joker. So if you're actually interested in playing this kind of deck, then yeah, you can pick this up and see how you can play along with this combo. But if you're not interested in this deck, you can keep your 1000 gems and maybe keep on it for a little bit longer until the upcoming main box or mini box. Oh, and also there's a new selection box, as you can see. So there are actually quite a few interesting cards here to have. So there's some Burning Abyss cards, Gandora, and a few key cards that you might actually consider using or picking up in the future if you want to update your deck overall. So selection box, although they have limits to purchase, it's actually quite worth it depending on the SR or UR that you want to pick up. And without further ado, let's go into the Waveduel Scramble. Let me show you how this entire event runs. So what you gotta do is collect an accurate amount of these event keys, which are displayed at this number 7 right there. And once you click on it, if you have a larger amount than 7 or 8, you can essentially choose the reward multiplier to 1, 2, or 3. That way will increase the amount of lottery coins which will be used for this entire event. So the rewards are as follows for the first round for the Duel Monster World. So as you can see, you'll gain lottery coins on a continuous basis, but if you use a reward multiplier, your lottery coins will be multiplied by 3. Henceforth, your lottery coins will be 300, 300, 300 all the way down. And by completing the first round, you'll obtain this game mat exclusively for Yami Yugi, Kaiba, and also Marek as well. And you can basically use any deck that you want as long as it's pretty decent, and also you can actually go up against the first round. Normally the first round is pretty easy, but once you get into a few next round, it's gonna get harder from that soon after. So right now, the Duel Monster World round is currently available for the DM wave. The next few waves will be available on the 17th of January, 19th of January, 21st, and on the 23rd. If you want to check out and try out the lottery for yourself, on a daily basis, you'll get the chance to do 10 free draws to see what you can get. So let's see what I can obtain out of my first 10 draws. Okay, we basically didn't get anything, but we did manage to get some some EX Duels, which I'll show you where you can exchange it for. So aside from that, if you manage to obtain more coins, you can also go to the bottom to adjust whether you want to draw 10, draw 50, or draw 100. Based on how many lottery coins you have obtained, it's basically better to do so by the 10 by 10 range instead of 50 and 100 range. But if you are actually pressing for time, I do understand that, so you can go for 50 or 100, which is much faster in the processing speed overall. So once you've obtained EX Duels, you can also go to Card Trader EX on the bottom left right there. Basically go to the Waveduel Scramble over here to exchange for your EX Duels. So right now I only have 8 EX Duels, and also based on what I see, you can also exchange for a Psychic Blade and also Fairy Wind if you did not obtain it from the lottery, which is a pretty good way of saying you have a chance to obtain the card and try it out for yourself. And aside from that, the Blue Angel event EX Duels are also currently available from the previous few rounds. I managed to obtain 1 copy of Trickstar Band Suite Guitar and also about 5 copies of Trickstar Fusion on the last day as well. So I've yet to try out for myself for this Trickstar Band Suite Guitar, but I am interested in trying out to see how the combo actually runs as well. But overall, I would like to say this entire Waveduel event is a pretty chill event if you want to try out for yourself to see how your deck actually performs. Also, one key point about the Waveduel Scramble I forgot to mention, you'll be dueling against 2 duelists at the same time, but once you reach the further round like this third round, and also a few more, let's see, until the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, the final round you'll be dueling against 3 duelists at one go. So if you are planning to go against these kind of things, this kind of duels, you got to be careful, because most of the time you got to make sure that your life points are not at the brink of losing after finishing one duel, because you'll be going up against 2 more legendary duelists at the back end. So that's basically it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys find this video informational, and I hope to see you next time when the Waveduel Scramble does actually unlock a new round. And I do want to apologize that I wasn't as active. Yeah, Chinese New Year is coming pretty much soon, and I'm also rushing for a lot of time. So anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye, good night, and see ya.